Hey everyone, welcome to Channel Partners Margins. I, of course, am Larry Walsh. I got a special treat for you today. Now, I am in an unusual place, my office here in New York, and I'm off the road now for a little bit, and I'm actually getting some real work done. But my colleague, Amy Henderson, is in Las Vegas at the Channel Partners Expo, and she's got some great updates for us. And I just wanted to bring her in, our first live remote. Amy, welcome, from Las Vegas.
It's our first one. Hi, everybody.
All right, so Amy, you've been out there at CPX for the past couple of days. Let's get the big rock out of the way, the thing that everybody is talking about, artificial intelligence. What's the buzz?
Really, the biggest takeaway with artificial intelligence is everyone is trying to just really figure out what this means for themselves as a vendor, for their partners, and for their end customers. We said in one of the many AI breakout sessions yesterday, and one of the analogies that really stuck with me is that everyone is running the power to the kitchen, so to speak, but no one really knows how to make the blender work yet. Nobody knows how to build a refrigerator. The oven is on, but what are we going to cook, right? And that's really what everyone is trying to figure out. How do we provide the infrastructure behind it? How do we productize it? What resources and talent that we need behind it? And how are we going to, capitalize on all of this data that is surrounding AI? And how are we going to keep up with it?
Yeah, and look, I'm going to go a step further and say make the blender work. Hell, I don't even think anybody knows how to make the margarita. I mean, this is kind of the state where things are. I think we just got off a call here just talking about AI as well, and it's like, yeah, I think the technology is going to outpace the channel's ability to execute, but we will catch up. And speaking of catching up, there's also, I understand, a fair amount of discussion about the next generation of the workforce. And for those of you that don't know this, in 2025, 60% of the workforce will be made up of millennials and Gen Z. So, Amy, what's the discussion about?
You know, the main takeaway that everyone is talking about is how they are going to start selling to their kids and their kids' generation, right? Someone made a great analogy about they were driving their daughter to school, and their daughter said in the background to their iPad, "Show me season 2 of Little Mermaids, episode 5," right? And she wasn't even talking to her parents. She was just talking to the iPad, right? She knew exactly what she wanted and she got it instantly. That is the next generation of buyers. They know exactly what they want. They want to know where to get it and to get the data quickly. So how can vendors and how can their resellers, how can their partners, and how do the end customers have a buying journey that is conducive to that next generation?
Yeah, and I think that that's something that we should all be mindful of is that many people know I've been resistant to wrapping ourselves around the axle when it comes to generational divides, but there is a certain reality to this is that the current generations that are coming up really do have a different frame of reference than we ever did as kids growing up with Walkmans and Ataris. I think I just dated myself. So,
Discman for over here.
all right. So there was another topic that came up, I understand, about cloud marketplaces, and I'm really curious to hear what they're talking about. Is this an opportunity or is this a threat?
I think that this is a huge opportunity. Everyone is talking about hyperscalers and marketplaces and the solutionizing of the entire product sell, right? It's one thing to take a next generation buyer utilizing AI to find what they need quickly and to move on. But it's a whole other story when you need to really solutionize it, right? How do you help that next generation buyer that can speak into an iPad, get exactly what they need, for instance, and then being able to provide a solution and to be paired up with a reseller, with an ISV, with a vendor, and how do you collaborate and make that experience easier? And that's really what everyone's talking about. And I think marketplaces and hyperscalers are the next are the next big topic, right? And the solution to that new buyer's journey.
Yeah, and we see it ourselves. So Gartner, I use this stat all the time just to make sure people understand what the imperative here is. Gartner says 83% of B2B buyers want to purchase through marketplaces. In our own research here at Channelomics, if you haven't seen it, in our 2024 channel forecast, 44% of solution providers, partners, resellers, integrators, service providers, 44% are investing in marketplace capabilities. All right, so we've covered all the big bases here. And Amy, you're talking with, a lot of vendors and a lot of partners out there at CPX. I mean, this is an event that has a big draw. What are you hearing about the economic outlook? Is it positive? Is it flat? What do we think, or what are they saying they think the year is going to be like?
I think everyone just wants to make it to Q3, beginning of Q4, calendar Q4, right? Everyone, from the most part, is I would say steady Eddie until later this year, right? We're seeing a lot of people wanting to do more, but holding on for budgets until we see what the economic outlook is going to look. And everyone thinks it's going to be positive. It's trending up, but right now, everyone is just being a little cautious and hanging on to that August, September timeframe when things are going to really start freeing up in terms of budgets and economic outlook.
Yeah. So for everybody's edification, the current outlook is that 2024 will have IT spending go up between 4 and 7%. I'm going to caution you and say that those numbers are never real. But as long as they're positive in a good way, that seems to be a good directional indicator. Channelnomics believes that it's the second half of the year that we're going to see a real uptick in business. But the first half is going to feel rocky. Amy, really great seeing you in a different place other than knee deep in snow up in where you live in Park City, Utah. Look, thanks for joining us again here.
Thank you, Larry. Thank you, everybody.
All right, and everybody, just again, thanks for joining us here on In the Margins. If you like what we're doing, hit like, hit subscribe, share with your friends. We really appreciate your support. Until next time, I'm Larry Walsh.